Heaven on high. Alright, friends, so in here, we're starting at level 61, it looks like. Oh, and I've just been hit with something. Can't use any skills. Only ability. So, Heaven on High is much like House of the Dead in that it is a procedurally generated based on very narrow parameters. The difference being that every 10 floors Are you kidding me? Now, the difference being that there are some floors where it will just be an open field type thing. Some of this done. Fortune on the next. I just used the wrong one. Fortune should increase the chances of treasure appearing on auto heal disabled. Like me and the dancer are the only heals. Level 62. So you start out at level 61 and you get up to level 70. It uses a system that's independent of House of the Dead, so whatever you gather here and there are going to be separate. You're still going to have coffers, Cursed Horde, whatnot. So just keep an eye out for that. That's what it was. That was my mistake on wasting that palm, so. Come on. Commander of Flight. Best used after you hit maximum level. Remember, chests can also be... Come on. Right thing. Wishing. Cursed Horde is on this floor. Here you go, you stand where you see this golden thing, and then you open the chest and you get a piece of the Cursed Horde. Crush your enemies. At the 100,000 mark. 10,000. I've only killed 10,000 enemies in this game. Oh! Welcome in, Bailey, with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I am Sentient Dessert. I am a variety streamer.
The deepest backwoods butt crack of Georgia.
That's my follow alert. Thank you for the follow. How are you guys doing? What were you playing over there, Bailey? Just chatting. Doing some card openings. That's gotta be fun. I'm asleep. Can't do nothing because I'm asleep. You get any good ones? But yes, Raiders, welcome in. Sorry, trying to, social brain was shut off for a moment. I am currently playing through Final Fantasy XIV, getting ready for the expansion coming up in a few weeks. Going through completing the content, sort of tutorial style. Right now we're going through something that is very repetitive but simple and is part of the content that I wanted to cover. This is the Heaven on High dungeon. It's just more or less a challenge style dungeon for players. But at the same time, it's a good place to level up for alternate jobs. 5 timers for John Cena and Shotzi Blackheart. It's not nice to make me fall asleep and then spit on me. I know who one of those people are, Bailey. I haven't watched wrestling since, 2000, so... It felt kind of like grown-up Power Rangers. No, it is the exact same game that's on the console, just, in fact, I have been playing with people. The person that runs my free company is on console, PlayStation 4. So this is a cross-platform, and shortly after the expansion, it's going to be, doesn't matter what data center you're on, doesn't matter what server you're on, you can go visit and play with people from any server. They figured that out. Which I know some other multiplayer games have struggled with. So, one aspect of this is you have no need to attack these things because they are... Why are you pulling everything? So, the teleporter does not work while you're in combat. And we could have just snuck by those monsters and teleporter. We have not received any of the wildcard levels, which is interesting, because that is the one major difference between this and Palace of the Dead. I'm playing through currently as a Paladin, which it doesn't really matter what job you are in here. You could have 4 DPS come in and run. It's kind of a challenge place because there are achievements for going to the highest floor solo. Not what we wanted, but there are traps. There are traps that appear here. So yeah, I'm going to be going through these. And I'm going to go through the rest of the dungeon, and I'm going to be completing this, the expansion tonight. If not on stream, then off stream by just going through the quests that aren't part of the content that I'm covering. And then when the expansion comes out, I'm going to be running through it on 2 characters simultaneously, which is going to be fun. Not physically simultaneously, but for content, I'm going to be going through on this character and my main character for story. But if you have any questions, more than happy to answer them. We're at level 67. Intuition. Oh, we've got a mimic. In these dungeons, if you come across a mimic, you want to kill it as soon as possible because they will curse you, and when cursed, basically it's a debuff for 10 minutes that prevents you from regenerating health and deals damage to you a little bit at a time. Ah, fair. They're both good series. Zelda had more of a same protagonist. The Final Fantasy games were kind of broader in scope. Had more definitive good versus evil, you know who the bad guys are type of thing. But if we're being honest, I love the Suikoden series more than the Final Fantasy series. I just wish that they had gotten better writers for 4 and 5. We're on floor 9, so we've got a boss next floor. We did not come across any of the specialty floors. That's kind of interesting. These go, I feel, a lot more faster than... Yes, a lot more faster. A lot faster than the... Oh crap, what is it? Palace of the Dead. It might be because of not needing to level up as much for these. Because it's only 10 levels instead of 60. So, we are going to fight the boss. We do not have any of these special palms. Oh, we do. Vortex Magicite. So the different Magicites that you get can be used to basically deal a lot of damage. You know, an online MMO style Zelda game would actually be kind of cool. So this boss has targeted ground AoEs. There's an overtow, which I don't know what this is. Knockback. And then it does half the arena. Just gonna pop a Magicite. Summoning Garuda, who does a shit ton of damage. And then with this done, we get a get an exit somewhere. There we go. Do not get any benefits from this. Till we leave, I think. Alright. There's a storyline that goes on with this. Yeah, there's the rewards. 720,000 experience. And then we queue for next one. Heaven on high. Oh. We've got 3 tanks, so I'm just going to leave my tanking stance off. Hopefully we'll get one of the special levels this section. So, it's just gonna be a lot of killing. A lot of killing. Healing. Man, I do get sick of that trap. Give us the other traps. I'd rather be a frog than have this happen. I also wonder if they stopped adding these in because of potions. Oh, you turn into an otter here. You don't turn into a wonderful little frog, you get turned into an otter. Maximum HP decreased. So going through these, you are not going to have the basic stat bonuses from your gear. You need to improve it by opening silver chests like that to increase the power of your armor and weapon. It can go all the way up to 99. Once you hit 99, you can keep it, or you can use it to buy the weapons that you have in here in the outside. And when this was new, the weapons that you could get from this location were actually the best you could get for the patch that it was released. Now it's just a cosmetic item. I'm healing out. Get some stuns out. So it's worth noting that when you're being cast at by elementals, they tend to ignore a lot of the bonuses from the defense. Almost like it's dealing true damage, so elementals are, in general, harder to deal with in this game for that respect. Fortune. Wait. Oh, that's not good. Get a heal off on somebody. I'm glad my heal only cost 2,000 mana. Ooh, Cragmat. Ooh. Inferno Crag, and that's gonna be fun. If you've got 3 Magicite, the last boss is gonna be easy every 10 floors. We do not engage that. Stay, don't turn around. Good. One of the things to be noticed in this game, one of the things to be looked at, when you come to one of the special floors, and I'll point out if we hit one of them, because usually you get one every, at least one every 10 floors you go through. Kind of odd that it hasn't. Oh, you're gonna die. You're dead. I do not have a Phoenix down on me. And we're gonna have to go back and res you if we want to go forward. Traps will affect enemies as well. What we have to do, we have to come back here. resurrect somebody. Often you don't get to do this. Use it and it resurrects everybody that's dead. But you can't be in combat, and you have to unlock it, so you have to have been through combat on the floor. Alrighty. He's been to the brain slug planet. I think you should visit the brain slug planet. Very nice there. Here we go. So this is the special floor. And what's nice is you get out into the middle. Gather up a bunch. And you just Inferno Magicite. And this should kill most of the things on the floor. That is what you save the Magicite for. But those floors, it's basically just a, 4 by 5 grid, 5 by 5 grid, and you get to see everything around you. Kill both of them. And run out of it. Magic before we get to the point where we need to. Alright, so if we clear out this room, that should activate the teleport. Ninja is going for treasure chest, it looks like. Wow, I just had a muscle memory moment from when when Paladins had the interject used to be a skill that you wanted to have easily accessible on your bar. Even though it's easily accessible on my bar, it's not as accessible as my stun. I tried using interject when that hasn't been. Muscle memory's funny that way. It's kind of the way that I set up my bars because I've been playing like this for over a decade, various games. My mount is always going to be Shift 7 if I can. Floor 17, we got 2 Frag Magicites. This last boss for this section is going to be going to go down very quickly. Oh, not stunnable. Good to know. Here's the flight for the next floor. We are all level 70 now. We don't need as many enemies to go through. Now sometimes you have to make a choice between going for the chest or just going to the next floor. And they're going for the chest. Occasionally the chests will be booby-trapped. You won't get any loot. Oh, you can't open it. Yep. Occasionally the chest will be booby-trapped, and you will kill half your party. So you gotta go back and resurrect. Best to move in a group. Oh, never mind. He's been rezzed. Okay, we're on floor 18, so I'm gonna do something using Pomander of Safety and Pomander of Sight. So that, you know, we can actually see what's here. Pomander of Safety removes all traps. And Pomander of Sight reveals the entire map. We're 18, we got 2 more to go. One of them is going to be the boss. And we have got Mimic. Kill the Mimic. Started to cast the ability right as we killed it. Mimics, I think, are the worst part of this entire section. Especially if you're going through, music almost sounds like the Elephant Divine Beast from the Breath of the Wild. The bells sound. It's possible that, you know, the people that created the music have worked together or have the same inspiration for what they're doing. And this is heavily Eastern music influenced expansion. A lot of what you're hearing is a lot of Japanese inspired music with variations. Come here, Amagoi. Everybody get away from me. Okay, it didn't explode this time. Commander of Concealment. I mean, I do not know who composed the music for the Breath of the Wild games. I know the main composer for most of the Final Fantasy games only does like title tracks and melodies for this game. And somebody else does most of the actual compositions. Alright. Let's see what Beccho does. I'll pop a strength. Then I'll pop a crag. Come on, Titan. How much damage do you do, Titan? A bit. So, Psychosquirma. You do not want to be hit by the Psychosquirma. I believe, in addition to dealing damage, it causes Neurosquirma. You don't want to be looking at the boss when that happens. You got the butterflies on the outside of the ring. They're going to explode and deal damage. I need to heal. yeah, if you get hit by any of the boss's abilities, you're going to pretty much be mind control confused. That's the term for it. Psychosquirma. Pull out the second crag. Now, if you're doing this with a fixed group, or you're going through by yourself, in a fixed group, you will have the ability to carry things over between the different sections of 10. So, yeah, all these, they'll disappear if you're going in with random groups, but if you go in with a fixed group, it will retain what you kept from the last dungeon. Skipping all storyline in this. Let's... see, queue for this, and then I'm going to do some searching for a moment. To the next floor. And this should be the final selection of floors for this. Commence. Masayoshi Soken is the main composer. It looks like he's only done stuff for Square Enix. So he has rearranged a lot of music for Final Fantasy XIV, taken from the 13 other games that have come before it, reworked it into wonderful, wonderful... Oh, I did not see it. And there's original compositions as well, because despite there being hundreds of hours of music from the Final Fantasy games, you'll need new stuff for everything. Looks like this group is speeding through, which is a good thing. We can get through this fast. In this coffer, up the intuition. Alright, Beacon of Passage is active. Silver chests. Silver chests will always, I was about to say they'll always improve your armor, but that gave me some magicite. Okay, you don't run from the quivering coffers. You destroy the quivering coffers. Okay. Was able to interject and silence that. You know, when you hit the higher floors of Palace of the Dead, you don't get you don't get the option to stun the chests. The lower floors you can stun them, but on these... So it's nice to know that you can stun the chests in here. The mimics. Well, he did some wonderful work. The Zelda music is extremely recognizable and extremely fun to listen to. Have the horde on this floor. If we get a potion here, or if it's a... got a super potion. Beacon of Passage is active. I see the horde. I don't think they're going to want to go get it. So you'll come across different people in these dungeons. You've got the ones that just want to get through it to increase the ether strength of their weapon, ether pool. You'll have those that are doing it fast to get the various experience for it. And then you'll have those that just, it's their first time running it, they would like to, you know, explore and open chests and do stuff like that. But you quickly learn that in the later floors you just have to go with the party. Or you just don't make it through quickly. And occasionally in trying to speed pull everything, you don't pull enough to unlock the next floor. So, we should be through here relatively soon. We'll get to the last boss, and I'll explain mechanics as they go out. I think we just have the one Garuda Magicite. Got the one Garuda Magicite. Now, Magicite and the Pomanders from back here. I'm gonna heal you whether it kills me. Okay, you don't want to be healed. There you go. Kinda curious why my heal is doing so little. Oh. That's why my heal is doing so little. See, if I were healing myself, it would be doing a large portion, but that person is probably running with, close to 90 armor. So they have, twice my hit points. Affect them. They're running with maximum armor. So, it makes a big difference if you decide to come in and try to run through it solo. I think this goes up to floor 150, whereas Palace of the Dead goes to 200. So this was going to be a very short run, shorter than the other two, by far. And then we're going to enter the burn, and the burn is a fun place. Something to keep in mind in here, if you are running through stuff and leveling stuff up and whatnot, the ether pool strength will stay the same regardless of what job you go in, so you don't have to get like new gear or anything like that. You just have to run through. Right, one more floor to go. If you can get a static group to go through these, you can just tear through everything. And there you go. That's how you get through the last floor quickly. You pop the Magicite. We got another one. So we can use the Vortex Magicite on the boss. We're gonna get intro for this boss because the last boss. We're gonna skip it. Okay. You will find you'll run across people that don't care about what's going on. Cloud Call. You do not want to be standing near the clouds. You get knocked into the air. And then hit with electric damage. And basically it's just trying to avoid getting hit into a large selection of clouds. Easiest to be max camera distance and looking down. See where things are going. He's normally going to be harder than this, but this is a overpowered group of 3 that joined with me. So, and that is Heaven on High. So enjoy the storyline with this. It's fun. But there's only 30 floors, which is an improvement on Palace of the Dead, especially if you're farming experience. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV videos, please like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. To catch me live, check out my Twitch, link in the description. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.